I know. Hey, you know.
Hey, Gigolo, it's hard for you to tell this whole world out here that you know me 25 years and you've been helping me out when the rest of the listening tri-state world has been watching me for 11 years straight over in Jersey behind CB shop counters. So you really ain't carrying much weight with that story, my man. Utica Avenue C Mouth Lakes for the first time, 2007. You're worldwide. 127, I'm stepping out for a double choke smoke and let Richie's bitches cry. Just for the record, anybody who don't know what's going on here tonight, the talk of the town is mad that the real talk of the town got him crying in Farrah Fawcett's beat up lap. You're worldwide. 127, I'm stepping back.
You know, and then talking bullshit about people, including myself.
And he put my whole family up there, and nobody addresses him for doing that.
Well, Gigolo, you ain't got to be a genius or a detective or a talk of the town that knows that anybody that heard that statement you made to me the other night, they could have told you what my next transmission was going to be. I'll be back. I'm stepping out for a double choke smoke. Read it, wallow in it, and recognize it, man. Do me a favor, Gigolo. Next time you look in the mirror, say my name, say my name.
This isn't talk out here. This shit is real. And people involved, I already got one person on video. The lookout, he's been compromised. So
this is real now. Woo! The Mary's generals gathering their masses. Because they didn't figure out a long time ago he's the number one war pig. Zeke the American pig.
Who's with lowlife?
Hey, Enforcer, the first time I came on this channel, I was trying to defend him, and you know that. I was trying to defend him. I was trying to look out for the guy, man. I felt bad that everybody was jumping on him, and, I said, man, hey, Richie, he's going through his hard times, man, but he's not a bad guy. But, and that's how me and you got into it, KC and all of us, man. But I'm going to tell you, man, I apologize so much, man, because that guy is a piece of shit.
That guy's a piece of shit because Enforcer 25 below made up lies and told the world lies, and Richie proved them wrong. That guy's a piece of shit to Gigolo because Gigolo came out here the other night and made a statement like he was part of a crew or he hired a crew, that's the way it sounds, that was going to come and kick my ass because these chicken shits behind their mic mouth are too scared to do so. So Gigolo don't like how I told him $1 against an hour with your crack hole mother. It ain't ever going down. So you're welcome to say anything you'd like about me out here, boys and wannabe girls. The King of New York, in full control. To one of these crying fag Marys out here, you making up all these yin-yang stories, can show and prove me otherwise. Until then, business as usual. I'm back in the cut. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you're doing a lot of crying out here. Just remember, Gigolo, don't cry to me, don't cry to the public like 25. Nobody speaks on him doing that. He did this, that, and that to me. Nobody speaks. What are we, fucking homos? What are we, fucking school children, man? You want to play in a man's world, you got to roll like a man. The minute you act like a fucking child and a man shows you up and got you jerking off, holding your dick and looking like the dunce with the corner with dust cap, don't get mad at that, man. Just recognize the man's better than you.
Jump in front of my truck. I'll give you $5 or $10. I make sure you got something to eat.
Tell your story walking. Like big man. You've been in prison for 25. I bought him burger one time, man. Fuck out of here. You know better than to go up against me. You know what's going to happen in the end. If you don't, then you're just stupid. Plain old stupid and a glutton for punishment. The King of New York. Black Clay.
I don't care about none of that other stuff. What's going on with these other guys? Like I said, you know and I know what I have done for you, you piece of shit.
Only thing I know is your chump ass came out here talking out your fucking asshole and you got mad because I showed you what the fuck you are and aren't, and you can't handle it. Doesn't that suck? That's the real deal of the situation. And you're welcome to say anything you want about me. Talk is cheap, as you see.
Like I said, you can sit out here and perpetrate the fraud all you want.
sad fact of the matter, Gigolo, it's not going to change the reality. So let me remind your itinerary and your brain of what has you out here on Channel 19, spreading your stressed out asshole for everybody and trying to cry out of it. That statement you made the other night, that's what it's all about, man. Realize and recognize what it is you said, but don't ever forget what I said. Dollar against an hour with the crack whore mother that gave birth to you. That will never happen. See, so, you got to watch what you say, Gigolo, because this ain't Channel 6, and I'm not your fucking Ralph Avenue boys. And you got taught that in the worst way a long time ago. So recognize something. When you come at me, recognize how you're going to get played back. You're the one who had the balls up the other night and wanted to jump out of nowhere in the middle of a conversation that had nothing to do with you. Speak that yin-yang like you my daddy. So you got what you got, and you can't handle it. So what am I supposed to do? Lose a week, sleep over it? Or try to defend more made-up lies about me? No, man, you got the game all fucked up. Look at the bird swallow that. I'm clear.
Hey, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm not going to talk about your mother. I'm not going to talk about your mother because your mother could have been a whore. Your mother could have been a whore. Your mother could have been a lady of the night. But I'm not going to talk about your mother.
Yeah, when this Mary gets done talking, tell him Richie left the building. I'll be back in a little bit, guys. Video game rolling. Wipe his tears for him, huh?
If I happen to run across you real shortly while you're coming out of that basement, and this is not a threat, this is a promise. Have my shit that belongs to me, turn your ass around, and thank God you didn't get killed. And you can take that and shove it up your ass. You big fat piece of shit. Picking cigarette butts off the fucking ground, smoking them. Living behind the fucking garbage can in the gas station. I know, Richie. I seen you. You approached me. You asked me. Man, that was about 20 years ago when I had that blue truck. I had like 7, 8 trucks since that. You know, and I know, Richie. You know, and I know.
And he has not changed a bit since, because last time I saw him, he approached me asking me for Mickey D's.
Hey, Gigolo, there's all I know is this, Gigolo. I admire your enthusiasm and your stories, but 80% of the people listening to the Tri-State know one thing for a fact. 20 years ago, to the exact date and time that we are speaking about jerk off, Richie was working undercover and currently in the Jersey prison system. Okay? Let me spell this out for you, Mr. Jiggy. All these stories you're telling about gas stations on Clarkson that ain't there and guys laying on sidewalks 20 years ago. Listen, it all sounds good, but you're going to have a hard time selling these lies to anybody. You know why? Because they know what happened. They know I showed you what you are and aren't. They know you're not a fucking man. They know you're going to cry in their fucking ear all night long. And you're actually bent out of shape because the real talk of the town showed the world what the fake talk of the town is made about. And he did it with his own lips. And he don't like it. You know what? Listen. I look. Gigolo. You're just trying the meow mix. Congratulations. Would you like an extra sermon? I can't help it. I'm tired of hearing this punk bitch write checks with his mouth. We all know his lips ain't ever gonna cash. So what am I doing wrong? I'm trying to save him a lot of pain and heartache, a lot of future embarrassment.
You know, and I know.
Man, I'll be back in a little bit, guys. I'm stepping out. Listen for the door to slam, okay?
97 precinct or wherever the hell. I don't know where you get all that fantasy shit from. But if you was a damn cop, you must have been a broke ass, no good fucking cop, Plugger, because the way I see you sleeping in that damn gas station next to that garbage can with them damn clothes on, every time I would come by there for
undercover, all right, sucking dick.
Yeah, he was undercover in the gas station. He was working the gas station, sleeping by the garbage can. He was looking for people using phony credit cards at the gas station. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. You know, I don't come up here and do this. This ain't my thing, you know. But that guy, forget about him, man. That guy's a piece of shit, man. And I'm saying that from the heart. Not just because everybody else saying, because he knows and I know. Believe me. Believe me.
Hey, that's what hurts the most.
Look at that.
Like
Only Enforcer gonna kiss up to him. I don't believe it.
You guys did the right thing.
Only Enforcer gonna back him up.
When he was hungry, you know, you looked out for him, you know. And I'm not throwing that in no one's face, but you looked out for him, and this is how he repays you, by calling you names, calling you all different types of things, and you looked out for him the most, and that's a good thing, man, because you know what? You did what you did, and you did the right thing. That's all you know, there's nothing you have to ever take back or feel bad about, because what you did came from the heart, and that's all that matters. Now, he could say what he wants about you, because the man is very ungrateful. Aside from being a junkie, he's very ungrateful, and he's extremely mentally disturbed. But that doesn't mean you dismiss his behavior. Like I said, he's got the snitch gate rolling right now. He's got the snitch gate rolling because he wants people.
Now it's the snitch gate. Enforcer 250 started his own video channel because he wanted to mimic me. After 3 years of arguing, he wanted to be able to play back shit the way I do, proving him all to be a liar, this, that, and the other thing. But it never happened that way. So, you know, I mean, what is it I'm doing wrong, you know? Nevertheless, take note, Tri-State. The only one back in Gigolo up in his major fuck-up that got him out here screaming and doing all this is 250 Blahomo. Bags of a feather flock together. We all know where I was 20 years ago to this calendar date and would have been for the next year and a half in this calendar date. 99, just in time for the millennium. The king.
Position at any time. Anybody could be homeless. Anything can happen to anybody. Me, you, anybody. Anything. So I never look down on a person, man. You know, and if I'm in a position to help a person, if I have something that I can give them, I'm going to give it to them. You know? Same thing. If somebody gave me something, I'm going to appreciate it. I'm not going to never, ever disrespect that person because I'm going to always remember that time.
You disrespected me, and you got exactly what you begged for. Ain't nobody backing you up here.
Working man, a family man. You did the right thing. Don't ever regret the help that you gave him because you're a better person than that. You know, of course, listen, I'm not a preacher, man, but in the eyes of God, you did the right thing, man. You try to help a man that was...
Wasn't this the guy that spent almost 3 years cursing God, my father out, and all this other shit? And today I got him praying to him. Wow, this is an amazing turnaround.
Try to discredit you, try to make... I'm surprised he's not calling you a junkie. Because I know it is every time Richie disagrees with someone, he calls them junkies. You know, it's funny that... The only one that's a drug addict out here that's an actual junkie is Richie. Yeah, he calls me that. He calls everyone I talk to junkies. Let me tell you, I don't even smoke cigarettes. I don't do drugs whatsoever. The type of work that I do and the creds that I have, I would lose them in a second if I was any kind of junkie or any kind of past felon. So he could try to just flip shit on people and say that this, and that. But in reality, Gigolo, people know you. They know you on and off the mic. They know you're a decent person. That's all that matters, man. But like I said, I don't wish any harm to come to anyone out here. But Richie's been barking up the wrong tree. He's been behind the scenes, you know, listening to snitches, feeding him bullshit information about people. And there's shit like that that's going to get...
I'm listening to guys he feels are snitches because they know him and know facts, but they're feeding bullshit information. You know, sometimes he don't listen to his cries.
Hey, Enforcer, let me tell you something. I've been on the CB radio for 45 years, man. I'm not even joking. Since I was like 14, man. I'm 58 right now, Def Lecker. And good shape, good health.
But 20 years ago, Richie was keying up from Jersey from all his base stations, his shops. And, he wasn't on the street like Gigolo says. You see, he don't have no idea.
So many people hate one person. I never ever in my life, as long as I've been on the radio, heard.
Richie is the most hated man out here because he does radio work exceptionally well. He pulls radios out the box and makes them sound like nobody else when he pulls them out the box and does them up. He also does not let them threaten him physically, and he doesn't let them talk to him like I'm their son, their bitch, or their sundula. So I'm the most hated man out here for this. And I really don't mind being that.
And, we're cool now.
We're cool now.
And
I can suck your dick and use you to talk about Richie. We can make up stories together.
So they could fight his battles. You understand? And that's his whole MO out here. To have people...
I hear you encouraging Gigolo to fight your battle. And you both lost a long time ago. See?
Cats that try to start, he tried to instigate, he's talking this about you. Then he would send people video gates if you happen to mention someone by name. Nothing bad, but he's like, he's been talking about you, dog. I'm gonna send you that gate. And he instigates like crazy. The guy he knows what he's doing. Let me say one thing about Richie. Richie's not stupid. He may be 730, he may be a junkie and homo, but the man is not stupid.
He's not junkie, he's not homo, and he's not 730. But look at how he got you, doing what he knows how to do.
Up there. He recently disrespected Country Rabbit. He told Country Rabbit, you got one strike against you. And I'm like, who the fuck is this?
That doesn't mean I'm going to beat him up or threaten to beat him up or I'm mad at him or, that's the outlook. It just means that, if I feel he disrespects me in the wrong ways a couple of times, I'll just cut him off. When the door's open, he can't walk in, he can't get service. People like that got to send other people, especially when the shit is so much cheaper than everywhere else and brand new in the box. So you see, I don't get mad at cats like that. I ain't mad at Country Rabbit. I didn't disrespect him. But if he thought I disrespected him, he would have said something. Come on, man. See how the homo brain works and operates?
I'm sorry, Jiggle, that I had to come down to this, but this is what time it is. Richie is a very unappreciative, lonely little man. All he has is radio. CB radio is his life. And if that was ever taken away from him, it'd be worse than suicide.
Hey, let me tell you something. You know what he don't realize? Those same people that he think he's putting against each other, he's actually bringing everybody together against him. He don't realize that. Like, today.
He doesn't care. Look at the things that they're going against me for. Look at the things that have this thing transpiring. Richie does not care. Richie's 100% correct. This is where the problems start. The minute y'all start talking about that physical shit of what you're going to do or they're going to do, like you have personal knowledge, you're involved. Feel me?
To get his ass out of here.
That's what has to happen, man. Because, like I always say, the problem out here is not me. It's not anyone from the lower deck. It's Richie. Richie is a master manipulator, instigator. And people are finally seeing the light. They're finally seeing where the problem lies. All right? Because I could have a conversation with you. I can have a conversation on 6 on the Super Bowl.
Oh, no. This is your first conversation in depth with Gigolo, man. You two guys are so happy that you can see eye to eye and hate me today. Let's keep the record straight here, man. Let the video games tell the stories.
All right? It's shit about us that we're junkies, that we live in the projects, that all kind of nonsense. And you know what? So what? What if people live in projects? What's that? That's housing. What's wrong with housing? You're not living in the streets. The guy is delusional. And I don't care how he feels about Sade or Joe Pistone, because that's his delusion. That's his imagination because of his drug addiction. And we all know that he mixes crack and he mixes it with his bullshit weed that he
Don't
buys.
hold your breath.
You know what? People
We
gotta
know we're
start
repeating
saying
Gigolo's
things,
made up
enough is
stories.
enough.
Well, I can honestly say, I guess I did this with Gigolo. I guess the couple of times we smoked a spliff, we did this.
Because what happened to me. All right, because I don't go out there vandalizing people's vehicles or their homes. But
Oh, he's crying about getting his antenna taken down. Getting caught on video games saying they're going to get their shit taken down. And then less than a week later, somebody took his shit down. Hey, when you owe drug money and fuck people over.
the fucking rat, and he has a snitch gate going. So, Gigolo, you have a good evening, man. I'm going to put it on the rack in case any...
He's kissing you off, Gigolo. He's going crazy now.
Yeah, before I run out of force, I just want to say one thing real quick about the drugs and the smoking crack and all that. It's 100%. I seen it for myself. I've been in a place that he had on.
Yeah, and he would have had a camera or video with his. Come on, man. Yeah, after 7 years, Gigolo want to say he personally seen this because Richie. Yo, come on, man. The public could be right in between this, man.
I seen it for myself. He told me to sit down. I didn't want to sit down, man. I went back out in my truck. I know what's going on. So when I saw that everybody's talking about him and the drugs, it's 100% true.
And you know the sad part, I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna end it with this, Gigolo. When he was at 194 Utica, he was doing drugs with young teenage black males. He has that video posted on his page. All right, when those teenagers supposed to be in school, they were sunning Richie in his own crib.
Richie does not hang out with teenagers. Wake up! You could tell they never talked to Debbie. Minors aren't even allowed in Richie's presence before 3:30, dude. Richie way ahead of this baby mama drama type shit.
Video of him smoking crack with teenagers at 194 Utica, he flipped the fuck out because it's true. All right? The same...
No, it's not true. I knew there's no video like that because nobody was smoking crack, man. They're smart enough to know the deal.
This guy is a pedophile. All right? He just hasn't been arrested in doing it. All right? That's why he's not a registered sex offender. But he has history of chasing teenagers. He's a sick bastard, and one day he's going to get his.
Oh, shit, let him know.
Hey, bad girl!
I could believe it because that one...
See, he could believe it. Stories just get made up by the second, exaggerating bigger. The king of New York City, the most talked about, envied and feared man on and off the mic. I'm 7 Up.
I mean, that's one of the apartments where I tell you can smell the crack as soon as you walk through the door. All right.
Okay, now he never seen it, now he smells it. He's in an apartment building hallway, now he never seen it, but he smells it. These guys, you gotta watch when you make up your lies, guys.
Hello, 250, Nitro, and the rest of the band, 515, bad boy, bump, bump.
Bad girl.
I just top it to you, I'm out.
Hey, Gigolo, you ain't gonna
Good night, honey.
shit, fuck that. Birdman waving.
Yep, no problem.
Try to get it straight, man. You seen it or you could smell it, man. The public is laughing at you right now. Make it up a little better next time.
Crack, you trying to convince the public.
I'll be back. Oh, shit, that's Bad Girl in the mix? Okay, guys, 7 Up. I leave it to the homos now. The king of New York City. I don't mind being the most hated man because I don't let anybody talk sideways out their mouth to me, man. I don't mind being the most hated man because I refuse to let another man behind a mic talk to me the way he won't talk to me off the mic. I don't mind being the most hated man. I don't mind being the most hated man for being right. I don't mind being the most hated man for telling you ain't ever met a motherfucker like me yet. I don't mind being the most hated man. But I'm definitely no monster. Yo, man, I say it the way it is, the way the nation knows it. The most talked about, envied, feared, and now speculated upon man. To one of these crying homeboys out here whispering in your ear can actually demonstrate and show prove something otherwise. Show you a little better than I'm showing them up. 127, got down.
Remember, Cracky, remember one thing.
Oh, God, here we go. You see, I shouldn't even did that transmission. Yo, let me break out, man. Let me go into the garage or something. Yo, Worldwide 127, your snitch gate. He wanted to start video games because he wanted to be like me, you know what I mean? He wanted to be able to play back all these lies getting exposed and make the public realize that, what the fuck was... Yeah, he was hoping he could do something like that, but you see, it never worked out that way. So now they snitch gates. He wanted the Video Gate channel to try to do what I do. Serve it up all in the justified truth way. Now it's a snitch gate. Like I said, I do not mind being the most hated man for standing my ground. See my 2 feet that's standing on this ground. If that ground feels violated, I'm going to be the first to let you know. I do not mind being the most hated man because I stand my ground better than any man staying silent right now. If that makes me the bad guy, so be it. I don't mind that. It's not going to bother me in the least. Right now, I got bigger maneuvers and things to contemplate on my plate than having to deal with this chump change. Yo, 127, got that. Oh, God, here he goes. Hey, Gigolo, cry to me on Channel 6. I'm out of here.
I know, and you know that I know.
Yeah, Gigolo, I know you know. You've seen it. You're coming up. You could smell it. Now you smell it. Now you didn't see it. You smell it. Gigolo, I ain't got to say no more, man. I ain't got to say no more. You gave it your best shot the other night. You got knocked the fuck out, and you ain't been the same since you woke up punch blind. I ain't mad at you, bitch. 127 clear.
I did for you. You're a piece of shit.
Got you there, Squiggy.
I'm gonna make a video game of Richie getting knocked out by a shadow.
Just remember one thing. The Punisher.
Poor 250 blow. First, I got him living in Star Wars, K-Droid 250, Death Star antennas. Now he's the Punisher. Okay, guys. I'm gonna leave it to these comic book bad guys and these Hollywood fantasy boys. Your Sound King Bakwa. This is a hell of a video gate. We're in the 28-minute zone. Poor Jiggy. I might title this Trying to Get Jiggy with It.
I don't know, man. I didn't know Richie was an astronaut. Not too many people have the ability to put a flag on the moon.
It was a bag of...
Why do you think Putin calls me the Astro Bum? Why do you think Putin titles me the Astro Bum? Guess his camera had a mad surprise when they brought it down. Huh? The King of New York, Bakwa.
So you're telling me Vladimir Putin put you on one of this,
Alright, guys, I'm going to let 250 blow narrate the reality of all that. You're holding the war. Hey, listen, type that in. Putin.theastrobum. Type that in. I never seen it. I didn't have to. My peeps just wanted to know the innuendo was up there. But nevertheless, man, type that in. Putin, the Astrobum. Putin.theastrobum. Moon doggy gone.
Please get back.
Like I said, you know and I know. I seen it for myself. And you know that I know. No matter what anybody else said, I seen it for myself.
Gigolo, anybody listening, reading the fat grin smile on your face knows you an outlier liar trying to save face. I don't mind what you say, man. It's all self-explanatory. It goes from seeing it with my own eyes to you can smell it. Gigolo, you don't have to be a detective to understand that you a bullshit artist. But y'all keep running that baby mama drama. You know why? Because that is what makes me the most hated man out here. You can't run it with me. Doesn't that suck? 127, bug out.
You're done out here, Richie.
Mr. 250 blow, as the listening people who are hysterical laughing at Gigolo swearing a test where I was 20 years ago for the last 20 years, they're laughing at this man, bro. Harder than they ever laughed at anybody out here, man. So, but keep in mind, Mr. 250 homo, you finally can suck dick with Gigolo now because you can see eye to eye and hating Richie. But you hate me because you came out here telling lies about me, not because it was truth, not because that set me off, because of how you tried to enforce it. And, I could have ended it all after the first nervous breakdown. I got you to come clean, but that wasn't good enough because you were too persistent. So I just let it ride. So, yeah, I don't want to be hated by your punk bitch ass. And then in the end, you want to, after all that shit, you want to try to, macho. Nigga, my job is totally about you cocksuckers that move before you ever think about your job. And after it's too late, where am I? The motherfucker that was right there to catch it. So don't ever worry about nothing, man. And Gigolo over here, Gigolo came talking out here the other night on left field, making a statement implying that Day, like he's part of Day or he paid Day. So I was sure to answer that in the right way. And, you know, if anybody don't like it, hey, you know where you can go. But the sad fact in reality still remains this. I don't mind being known as, I don't mind being painted up. I don't mind being the most hated man out here. I really don't. Don't ever think that bothers me, dude. Y'all got the game fucked up. Why doesn't that not bother me? I'm going to show you why a little later. But see, this is where it gets good. I don't mind being the most hated motherfucker, because I will not let a man disrespect me, talk to me like I'm his bitch, his son, or his punching bag. You feel me, man? And if that makes me the #1 hater enemy out here, then I guess I'm not out here amongst men. 127 is clear.
Smoke that crack, Richie. Sit back, light up that pipe.
Keep dreaming, bitch. The only thing I smoke out here is manhoods and the finest quality weed money can buy.
You say you smoke manhoods, that means you smoke balls.
Richie wants that.
Remember, I can't have them looking in the mirror realizing what they are and aren't until they cock their mouths. And if they cock it the wrong way, they get it faster and quicker than they can dream about. And then they want to cry about it. Ain't that a bitch from a whining, crying bitch? Damn it, boy. We'll chalk another one up for the west side of Kings Highway. I'm back quiet.
He'll suck a dick for a hit.
Damn, it's about to get even better out here. I'm on the side, guys. I'm 7 up. Gigolo going to tell you about his endeavors.
Richie will suck a dick for a hit. Richie will suck a dick for a hit. His manhood.
Hey, Richie, Gigolo took your manhood.
It don't sound that way. He's trying to convince the whole world that he paid me for sex, so you know where that's going. It sure don't sound that way. I think all the viewers out here recognize it as something different. So do the video geeks, and so does the rest of the world. Your 127 got down.
That's a damn shame. He admitted he'll suck a dick for a hit. He's a freaking crackhead. A crack.
I might have to hit rewind on this video game, but I'm sure I heard no admission other than the fact that Gigolo's telling you about his own personal endeavors.
Hey, you get pleasure both ways, flopping a knob and smoking.
That dumb jocker suck a dick for a hit. A crackhead will do anything for a hit.
Cracky, how you gonna put another man's manhood in your...
Oh, that's it. That's it. I've had it. I've had it. These tears are too much. This saving face has gone to the next level. And I got to kick it back out the mic's reaching out. The king, man. The king until one of these Marys can show and prove to you otherwise. And that's just a sad fact of reality in the U.S. of motherfucking A at this date and time.
I heard it out of his own mouth. I know everybody else heard it. I heard it out of his own mouth.
He said it right there. He can get paid for sex. Sucking that knob. He can suck a gospel from a garden hole. Damn, suck it, Cracky. Suck it, suck it, suck it.
I got the band girl to do that.
He suck a bowling ball through a fucking straw. Damn.
He wants everyone's manhood.
That's disgusting. Nasty motherfucker, man. Keep my manhood out of his mouth. Be careful, Bird. I'm keeping my manhood out of any of his holes. Bird, be careful. He likes you. Fuck you. You go give me your manhood in the mouth. Hey, Larry, be careful. Yeah, I know. He might shut him up, huh? He can't talk with his mouth full. He might meet you in the bar. And you pay. He ain't coming out of that dungeon. Talk all that bullshit, man. But yet, when everybody's waiting for him out in front of his house, 911! This is private property, Johnny. It's private property, Johnny. This is private property.
That sidewalk you were standing on arm's length with me and talking to me 6 times wasn't bad, girl. What was the excuse then?
You already know.
Invincible one. You know what? I'm gonna have this down. Richie, there is going to be a shadow that kicks your ass. You're not gonna see it, but it's gonna happen so fast. And it's gonna be radio. Get knocked the fuck out. I've been in your mother, you know? What's going on? Alright, what's going on, you know? Listening to Cracky and Mitch. God, put the dollar.
They got exposed again.
Dollar do something strange. That's a damn shame, man. Hey, you.
I don't know why it's so bad. He's just making his right-hand man and buddy, the big man, look bad. When big man was trying to convince everybody I was locked up for 20 years, he spoke to his people across the water, and that's what they told him. And Gigolo out here trying to tell him that he'd been picking me up off the floor at a gas station that don't exist on corners, that there never was one for over 20 years. I think it's a beautiful thing, the power of the video gates. Hey, act like we're not paying attention. I love it. The king, irrefutable, undeniable, and undisputable.
It's horrible. I'm on the side, man.
He gets brain for a hit of cocaine.
The power of the video gate, the power of your own self-destruction when you come up against me. Hence the quote warning Wade over many years ago. Going up against me is a suicide mission. And I love kamikazes. When I was slopping them back, that was one of my favorites. The king is back. Wow.
When you were swapping them back,
We were making that shit by the gallon, bro. We were making kamikazes by the gallon and just pouring it out up and slocking it down, baby. By the gallon we were making that shit. 127, back quiet.
you were swapping. 127 takes me in the mouth and the ass. I forgot. Once he's married, my both ends.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to give y'all all a chance to convince the video gators I'm not in control. And a whole bunch of other things. So work hard trying to convince them. Work hard. 127 by Quaid.
Dumpster juice with Junkie George. Yeah, about a 127. York City.
Hello around New York City, go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, man? Where are you?
I'm a 46 at Winthrop. Where are you, sir?
I'm sorry, 46 and shit.
Winthrop.
Oh, Winthrop. Roger. All right, how you hearing the station?
Sound good, man. Sound good. Sound like a nose not too far off frequency. There's a little static in there with you, but it ain't nothing big to worry about. If you're asking me, is it a sound transmission? No, it's far from it, but it's audible.
Yeah, I was just worried about the audio right now. The audio's okay?
A lot better that transmission than the last 3. Go ahead.
Very good. All right, there's a lot of echo on out there, a lot of noise. What am I hitting you with? Maybe I'll kick up the power. What am I hitting you with? Control.
You're a nose over the 5, mild movement upward. Go ahead, light it up. I'll give it to you.
All right. I just kicked up the high power. I don't know how much of a difference you're going to see.
It's a solid with a mild movement to the eye, skosh under the 7, and went up about 3/4 of a dB to the vision.
Okay, well, on your particular radio, is that a substantial movement?
I think any visible dB movement enhancement with any kind of stage, it's working properly.
Roger D. Okay, you've been very helpful, sir. Thank you.
That's what the hole in the wall, non-Crooklyn, Brooklyn, New York CB shop is. The most talked about evidence via the man. 3 decades long, running strong on the East Coast. AKA today known as Pistol Grip 127. Sound King.
Roger, you lost 600. Catch you back. 7 3.
And to all those guys 20 years ago that used to walk into that great big CB shop and see me behind them counters breaking out all this brand new in the box equipment for y'all, Mr. Gigolo was helping me out and picking me up off gas station floors. So, guys, that was not me behind that counter. It was a fucking mirage.
No, that was you undercover, right, you fucking junkie? He's in such denial, he won't even acknowledge that he was a bum living in a gas station.
I manage gas stations. Y'all heard me say that. Y'all heard me say last week and then all sorts of stories about gas stations involved. You heard me say that while I was working undercover. I managed 3 gas stations within a 5-mile radius of New Jersey. That's the Flanders Shell on Route 206. The Lake Hopatcon show, which every one of you body equals who like to go up to the lake and cop the massive amount of drugs from the Jersey cops there. You cannot get into that lake or have to wait on that line to that lake without seeing this Shell station. So the cat of the CB radio, the big bass coming out of there, that was me. And the Flanders Shell, which shares the same parking lot as the great Bud Lake Show, which shares the same great big parking lot as that Bud Lake Diner. So you cannot go to the Bud Lake Diner and not know the gas station was Richie. But nevertheless, Enforcer, you are the greatest, man. So I'm going to sit out here, and I'm going to allow you and Gigolo to swap, spit, and tongue kiss each other. I think it's mighty entertaining for the world today, and a beautiful thing to have on Videogate. 7 years later, the king got down.
Hey, Enforcer.
Yeah, go ahead, Gigolo.
Yeah, the motherfucker said he was working in the gas station undercover. He was undercover. I tell you one damn thing, he was doing a lot of overtime.
Hey, Gigolo, you know what? That's the most truest thing that I heard you say. Because everybody that knows me running those gas stations from 1990 to 1996, they do realize one thing. Richie used to put in a lot of doubles, man. Richie used to pull a lot of double shifts. And in some cases, when the cops wanted to keep me busy and make sure I was isolated, 3 shifts in a row. But Richie didn't care because while they were worried about me, my team's got them. So, Gigolo, that's the most truest thing I ever heard you state on Videogate. Damn it, boy.
A lot of double penetration and 3 shafts at one time.
Those cockroaches in the rat in the fucking filter.
We know, Richie. A lot of double penetration. A lot of shafts, Richie. We know.
Richie's lucky I don't put that video of him smoking crack at 194 Utica.
Mr. Enforcer, you just came clean to people about 15 minutes ago and said, I know there was no video, but see how crazy he got because he knows it's true? No, Mr. Enforcer. He relishes that. You know what I'm saying? He gets a kick out of people that want to tell lies. You could say I'm a crackhead all you want. You could say those kids tell you anything. And you see, this is how you know. This is how you get busted talking to Debbie. This is how you get busted. Richie does not allow minors in any of his establishments, apartment, store, nothing before 3:30. If there's any doubt in Richie's mind they're a minor, he clocks IDs. You see, that's how I know you never talk to these clowns, man. You understand? You see the checks you guys writing for yourself? It's harder than homo. I don't own a DVD. I never stepped foot in a restaurant, but I got some guy who sells DVD that gave my whole world. A man that don't know me from, you know this guy? I never met him before. You told this guy, listen to this. Oh, I didn't know that was him I was making up that story about. Hey, man, you got to take how it's coming down. The thing that keeps me king, keeps me in the air, and has everybody sitting behind their radio clap-trapping about Richie, is not only is he right, but he's good. He's good, man. And correct. It keeps them in their chair that nothing they could prove about Richie. They can say all the lies in the world they want. Richie takes their lips and has their own lips prove to you it's bullshit. But they can take nothing I've said about me and disprove this. They have nothing physically to throw up in the air to disprove where I've been, what I've done, from what time to time. So when I get Gigolo talking about his lifting me up again, and in the meanwhile, I'm over here in EJSP, I could only get hysterical. You know what I'm saying? The charge didn't warrant any kind of, maximum security. So, for the first, I don't know, 4 months, I rocked it out of minimum security. So how do you get to maximum security? Easy. You sneak a whole fucking CB base station and Batcat 9000 into the prison and make them look like monkeys. For sure you'll go with maximum security with shit that was on a list. This is too funny. Guys, I'm on the side.
Hey, Richie, take a breath there. God damn it, dude. Who's control?
Put it down, Richie. Put it down. Take a breath.
Hey, Cracky, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Can't help it. These Marys are too easy. Just too easy. You know what? I'm going to start listening to my soon-to-be wife. Because she always seems to be smarter than me and keeps me laughing even harder. She says to me, why do you even waste your time with these clowns? I don't know how to answer that. Or because you enjoy it, because you get your kicks, because you're bored, because you're simply not working, doing what you're born to do. I don't know. I don't know. Because it's fun. Because I love my CB radio. Should that be good enough? It's not my fault I'm going to be the most hated in the hobby and the thing we love because I stay on my 2 feet like a man. And I don't let other men try to say I'm not. You dig what I'm saying?
He was undercover sucking dick.
So, Richie, am I clear to understand part of your correct...
All right, guys, when I come off the key, you tell 2-5 Lahoma, Richie, step down back and do that double choke smoke thing I've been dying to do. I'm clear.
Men, and you had a flip and saying that they were FBI, and that your mother was a hit woman, and Joe Pistone had to hide in a closet. You expect us to believe that bullshit?
Richie, be a man, tell him yourself, pussy. What I thought.
Bitch, you gotta learn, you got a lot of nerve to talk about people who don't work.
And your ass, that's it.
Richie, pussy! Richie's a professional knot-slobber.
Typo.
Y'all need to stop that, man. Richie's fucking serious, man. They made movies about his life, yo. They made movies about his life. From Joe's apartment. He's a lifer cockslobber. A lifer cockslobber.
He's taking everybody's manhood in the ass and the mouth.
He doesn't want to come back at you. See that shit?
Because he's been exposed, man. He's been exposed like a used shoe. He knows better.
He's been defeated.
You ain't telling Bubba's manhood already, huh?
Oh, he swallowed Alibaba literally and figuratively.
Oh, that's his tag team partner.
He got Alibaba all up in him.
6'1".
Oh, that's fucking nasty, dude. Come on.
Come on, Nitro. Can't you see how fair giddy he gets at the actual thought of this being real? Don't you see what this does to this man? Can't you read between the lines, Nitro? But that's you meant in them.
You know, back when the day that he fought it, I think it was on Pablo. He drew them all away.
That's what happened. He made Alibaba get anal retentive. Follow the drip, follow the drip.
Alibaba is a butt-sniffing Greek clear and takes it in the ass.
That was so funny. You roll the way out of that.
part Igor, part black, and part Greek. Who else is it going to go up in them? The Chinese delivery man?
Hey, we don't want them.
See, Nitro? You see how fair giddy he gets? Listen to his voice. Did you hear the dreams ripping off his glossy lips? Shame on you, but that's your man's in them. The king